Thank you. What else? What went on? You know, it was fun.
Maybe get at least a few little clips for Thursday or something together.
Oh yeah, no, I'll have something together because I have it on 3 different cameras. It's on my phone. It's on my Kodak. It's on my GoPro. If it had a lens, I was pointing it.
Fine. I look forward to seeing it.
Oh, the whole hike that we did, like Joe and Kenny and I had to GoPro mounted to my chest. You know, I had the harness and sat there. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff out of it. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be good.
All right, guys. You know, it's like I always do this. I just keep babbling on. I'll say. All right, guys. You know, it's like I always do this. I just keep babbling on. I'll say.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lockbeard Random Live number 21. It's THC causing heart attacks. See who's in the chat tonight so far. Got Mike Rolton, sent me a couple links, hope you enjoy, thanks. Ned's here, welcome. I set it for 11:05, but Mogs was still on, so I didn't want to jump on till he was done. For those that aren't in the Bigfoot type stuff, that's a Bigfoot and cryptids and paranormal chat. So that's what I'm talking about when I say Mogs. Mogion Monster. So welcome y'all. Welcome Hiveless. Early. No, I'm not early. I'm late. Well, I mean, really, there's no early or late, really, but because Random Live can be anytime. That's okay, Uncle Bones. I understand. I had half a mind just to go to sleep. Probably in the future, I won't start any at this late anymore because I need to get my sleep schedule, straightened out and be able to be awake for work in the morning and stuff. Assuming I do have this new job. So I understand totally. Hey, Judy, welcome. And that's saying hi. Hey, Judy. Brandy's here. Welcome. Glad to see you. Chad's already rolling. Gosh. Oh, I'm sure he will be. Yeah, Brandy. I had half a mind to just not do it tonight. Got so much to do. Australia is in the house. Mark Dobman saying good day to everyone in the chat. Barb Santi's here. Saying that's cool, Lockbeard. Nice to recognize your fellow YouTubers. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying not to step on every. I mean, technically, this isn't a cryptid / paranormal show. This one on Saturday night, Lockbeard Phenomenon is. I mean, that's the reason why it shows that time, because there's not as many conflicting cryptid shows on at the time, so that's why I picked that time. And actually, Nikki checked out the paranormal live stream TV guide to pretty much do the same thing. It helped me because it gives you kind of a bird's eye view of all the times all these shows are on, and that's probably why she picked the time she did. I mean, there's still other shows, but there's so many now. It's hard to find a space at a time that you can use that isn't already occupied by other shows. But so you just gotta pick the days that are the most lean. Like Tuesday night, it's just not a good night, anymore, because you don't want to, Mogs is at 9. Squatch Talk is typically at 8. It's just really hard. There's other ones. So anyway, but yeah, Nikki changed her channel to Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks, and that show's supposed to start this Sunday, 7 to 9 Central Time. The TV guide is all in Central Time, so just keep that in mind when you look at it. Those that do, and you need to convert the time. Mr. Lee's here. Yeah, Annette. Yeah, I probably won't be 3 hours tonight. I'll probably stick to 2 or something like that. Yeah, boy, chat is hopping. Yeah. I usually have it tied back. Let's see here. The Squatching Cowboy is in the house. Uncle Bone's still here. Or probably left by now. I'm pretty far behind in chat. No problems. Just today. Miss everyone. Enjoy. We'll watch tomorrow. Cool. Well, I don't expect anybody to watch. Especially if you're in the Bigfoot space. This isn't a Bigfoot show. I mean, occasionally we talk about it on random lives, but so, and I know everybody's got very limited time. Some of the shows I watch on 2x speed because I just need to save the time, and so yeah, and I don't anticipate it getting any better. Firomedics in the house says I was a few minutes behind on Moog's show. That's all right. I was there too. I was trying to wait for him to end, before I started here. I think I got started a little bit before he actually quit because he's trying to stop and he ends up talking about something again. Let's see here. Lots of highs, hellos, and whatnots. Yeah, he is. There's Jeff Harding. What was that you said? Broke back Sasquatching. You look like a Scottish warlord with hair down. Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Yes. One of these days I'll get that dreadlock too. One of these days. I'm very particular about stuff. So, like, some people do it themselves, and I just prefer to have a loctician tend to it. And maybe one of these days when the empire rises, I'll have I have 2 beard maidens that handle the royal beard, and 20 minutes in, Locke is 30 minutes behind on chat. Yeah. Brandy says, I grew a Lockbeard and not cutting hair. I cut some once every 3 years when it starts to get stuck in my butt crack. TMI, no, but that's the reason. No shame. Well, I mean, fun fact, it's less likely to get stuck in your butt crack if you turn it into locks. It varies how much, like if your hair is 3 feet long, it may be just a foot long in dreadlocks because the hair isn't coming straight down. It's going weaving all through. So there's that. Are we talking about the wisdom weed? Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, Mr. Lee. There's been a study that confirms, one of the things people get mad because they think weed is just 100%, pixies and unicorns, and well, we'll get into it in a little bit. Jeff Harding says, Brandy, I hate when my hair gets caught in someone's butt crack. He looks like a character from God of War. Hey, awesome. Funny looking. No, you're not. Locks have strength and power. Lose the locks, lose the power. Well, that's how it went for Samson. It's possible that story was partly meant to, tell people, to teach people that they shouldn't cut their hair. It serves a purpose. It's there for a reason. And Samson, it says, had 7 locks. Now, why would it say specifically 7 locks if he didn't have 7 dreadlocks specifically? Assuming that it literally means what it says in that case, because some of the things in there might be, literal. Yeah. Paramedic says, I wonder how Crystal Gale washed all her hair. Man, I don't know. She probably had a team of people took care of it. I did not know a loctician was a thing. Usually you don't have the K in it, but yeah, there's locticians. They, they're just kind of like a hairdresser that knows how to create and maintain dreadlocks. Pyro, that's almost what I deal with every 3 years. Hair helps you sense the universe. Yeah, a lot of people believe that. There's many religious traditions that it's a spiritual, like an antenna for spiritual energy. Supposedly, I'd certainly like to see proof of that, but so I can't really, state that as a fact. But I suspect there's more to it than people know, and uh, you know, and I think we can all say with certainty that it wouldn't grow long if it wasn't supposed to, and so that I think can be stated with fair certainty. But he says, I don't let it go past my thighs now, almost due for a cut again. Mr. Lee says, Rastafari locks are a symbol of devotion to Jah. Yeah, there's some debate about, because in Rastafarian religion, they call them dreadlocks. That's how come I don't call them dreadlocks. I'm not a Rastafarian. And it's just that, you know how it is, the general public gets a hold of a word that sounds cool and it gets out of control. It's not truly, even though it's the same damn thing, it's not truly a dreadlock, in my view at least, and I'm sure in the view of many others, unless you are a member of the Rastafarian religion, which is really just a type of Christianity. But some people don't like the word dreadlock because they think it means something negative, like it looks dreadful or something. But it's more about dread of God, Hello, my mane is below my ribs currently. Awesome. Joe's a jerk chicken guy. Yeah. Hello, Flat Rock Booger. Welcome. Jeff says he did his own study on weed, found that when you sprinkle coke on it and roll a primo, go bowling, and use a kiddie ball, you will throw it through the ceiling of the bowling alley. I have no doubt of that. And that says, Pyro, is your name Dick? Were you okay with that? What? Say that shall not make boldness in their heads. Yeah. Goldilocks it is, and Happy Locks. Yeah. So there was this study done. I mean, okay, so for YouTube's sake, in case I accidentally say something that might be taken as a medical advice, I'm not giving anyone medical advice. I am not a doctor. Although I imagine that they would consider my position on the matter perfectly legit to say, even if I say it as if it was medical advice. I don't use marijuana. I've never even tried marijuana. I don't advise anyone use marijuana. I'm kind of the mind that no one should use marijuana unless you truly need it for medicinal purposes, and there's not something with less side effects to use. So that's my position on it. That being said, I fully support your freedom to use it if you want to. It's your business. Jeff Harding says, trust the science, bro. Yeah. Or Hiveless says it's Jeff Harding. Rastafari movement is a way of life, strictly. Yeah. Jeff says, I'm not a doctor, but I did smoke a shitload of weed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Hey, there you go. That's all you need, really. You got a doctorate right there. Paramedic says, I thought jaw is what the old men sit around and do down at the gas station. That too. Ivis says, never tried it. You absolute freak. I've never tried meth or heroin, everything else. So, yeah, and it's funny, but look at me. I've had people approach me that don't know me in a damn parking lot asking me where they can get some weed. And they're like, they're just, they can't believe it either. I've just never had any interest in it, and I didn't see how it was to my benefit to use it, and I certainly don't want to risk legal ramifications for doing it. Plus, many of my jobs, they test you for drugs, and I just don't need that. But I really don't like the odor. I think I've told y'all before where I'm at right now. I'm sitting, I'm parked maybe 50 feet away from a grow house, and I don't really like going in there. It just the smells. I don't like the smell. Mark says, doesn't medical marijuana have the THC? Well, I think in a lot of cases it does, as I recall. Marijuana, as well as a healing medicine, is used to increase spiritual awareness. Actually, Mark, I may have named this wrong as a result, but I'm going to read this article here in a bit, and we'll get a clearer picture. Mr. Lee says marijuana, as well as a healing medicine, is used to increase spiritual awareness and open mind. Some say that. I'd certainly like to see the evidence of that, though. Jeff says Mark's CBD oil has the THC removed, not medical weed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Medical weed is expensive. My guy is cheaper. Yeah. Because they haven't fully legalized it yet. The dealers are still doing all right in a lot of cases. So here's the study. Whoops, gotta click on the right thing here. I'm not going to read that, though. There's too much in there. That's the Canadian Medical Association Journal. If you want to read it and get a better idea, just do a search for the Canadian Medical Association Journal, and you'll find it on there. But that's where this news article I'm about to look at is getting their information. Let me get rid of that. Whoops. Jeff says, let's face it, some people just get even dumber when they smoke weed. Everyone's different. Yeah, that was one of the things, and with alcohol too, growing up with my dad having the problem he had, I was afraid to try alcohol until I was about 22. I didn't touch it until I was about 22 because I didn't want to be like him. He'd become violent, and I didn't want that. But people, smoking weed and just acting goofy as hell and eating everything in sight and breaking shit in my freaking house. Hiva says, I used to self-med on weed for psych issues and anger, depression. Then I got enlightened, and now I only have it at D&B parties. And that says, not everyone past my bedtime. Stay safe and well, and God bless you too, Annette. Thanks for dropping in. Hiva says, you got enlightened? Enlightenment can be found through the empire, by the way. It's one of the goals. The enlightenment of humanity, the betterment of humanity, and ensuring the eternal survival of humanity, all other intelligent life on this planet, and all other life on this planet. Things that we are failing miserably at right now with the current governments in charge. They're leading us down a path that will end in our extinction, that will end up killing off the other intelligent species on this planet, and have already wiped out numerous other life on this planet. And they're actively trying to prevent the enlightenment of people and the betterment of humanity. They're actually trying to prevent all that. Mike says, my dad had same problem. I don't drink. Yeah. Only reason I started at 22, I was in college and my friends did, and they said, look, we'll make sure if things go wrong, because I didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know what would happen. And, I'm not a weak guy, and I could hurt people if I became like my dad. I mean, I'm stronger than my dad was by quite a bit. And as it turned out, my lifelong goal of self-control, control of emotions, control over my body and how it reacts to illness and stuff like that, I think is why I ended up being in real good control of myself while I was drinking. And I never had any kind of real issue with becoming violent when drinking. But I it was college, and then, I just got to where I just don't like it. So I don't drink. I haven't drank in a long time. Yeah. Good night, Annette. There is no Mr. Lee 3PO. A little Matrix reference, perhaps? There might be a little Buddhist in Hiveless, and myself. There might be a little bit. Mike says, to prevent humanity from enlightenment, it's always been the agenda. Yeah, they're trying to prevent. That's why I hope people start to actively and aggressively seek a different government, preferably the Eternus Empire. May the micronation rise to be a real nation one day, but something better than what we got now. They are afraid of enlightenment. They're afraid of it. If you become an enlightened human, they will lose control of you. And control should not be something that is well, I shouldn't put that way. Not control. Administration of the world and all the nations should be something that is willingly and gladly given by the people, because they know that that government is working in their best interest, not something that is forcefully taken. And that's what we have right now. Iva says, anything Eastern. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't get that one past me, Ivalus. Yeah. I'm not expecting, by the way, I'm not expecting Matrix 4 to do the original movie justice. They're probably going to screw it up. My girlfriend's Buddhist and hope to reach enlightenment. If your missus is a tantric practitioner, I may be able to help. Mike says, I respect that thinking, sir. I have been there and thankfully follow the same path as you. Interesting. Yeah. Pyromedic says, why would we have been given self-awareness if we were supposed to forget it? I don't know. Yeah. So let me pull up this article. Pretty much outlines what the deal is. Like with many things, you know, I've said to people a number of times, you know, they try to convince you that it's nothing but good, it's great, it's natural, blah blah blah. It can't possibly have some negative side effects, but you know, the science is starting to show that it probably does have negative side effects. I'm not ready to totally damn it based on this study here, but it kind of adds to what I've suspected for a long time. Mr. Lee says, I read apparently weed shrinks your blood vessels, as does smoking tobacco, thus causing stroke and heart attack. Jeff says, God gave us weed, God gave us frozen pizzas. It can't be a coincidence. No, well, maybe not. Hyla says, to Pyro, self-awareness is secondary to awareness. There is no self per se. Awareness is a pervasive quality of that which is. Mike says, I don't believe that. From smoking, yes, but not so much for marijuana, I would not think. Hello, Icon. Welcome. So, I mean, let's look at the chat. Like I said, go actually read the article that I mentioned that they're talking about here, and if you want to know more about what they're talking about, but they cover the big points here. This is CNN. I don't really trust CNN too much, but this is an article on CNN, and I mean they're talking about the science from the Canadian Medical Association. So they say here, whether you smoke it or vape it or eat it as an edible, cannabis may be significantly increasing your risk of heart attack. Adults under 45 who consumed cannabis within the last 30 days suffered from nearly double the number of heart attacks than adults who didn't use the drug, according to research published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. Cannabis refers to psychoactive preparations of the cannabis sativa plant. THC, according to WHO. Another organization I do not trust, but there it is. Researchers analyzed health data from over 33,000 adults ages 18 to 44, including in U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention surveys. Of the 17% who reported using cannabis within the previous month, it gives the percentages there, so it doubled. It doubled the number of heart attacks. Some people assume that consuming cannabis is safe and can't harm your body, but that is incorrect, said lead study author Dr. Karim Ladha, clinician scientist and staff anesthesiologist at St. Michael's Hospital and the University of Toronto in Canada. There's increasing evidence that this could potentially be harmful to you, both in the short term and the long term. So irregular heartbeat. The study did not research how cannabis affects heart health, but he noted that previous research shows the drug can affect the user's heart rate. As Mr. Lee, I think, was mentioning earlier, when someone's heart rate becomes irregular, it can increase the amount of oxygen the heart needs. At the same time, cannabis can also limit the amount of oxygen delivered to the heart. What you end up having is this mismatch of oxygen supply and demand, which fundamentally leads to heart attacks. I'll go ahead and catch up in the chat here. I don't believe any statistics anyway. Icons. No, hello, brother. Or that was how I was saying, icon. Sharon, welcome. Say hello, Lockbeard, and everyone in chat. Still don't got your power, huh? Crazy. See, and this is government's fault too. You know, I mean, every time there's a disaster and they don't take the steps that they could be taking, you know, because they'd rather pay millions for the recovery efforts. The recovery efforts could be completely eliminated if they would do the things that I think that they should do. It'd be a good investment to make everyone energy independent in their own home. There are ways to do it, and they won't. To make homes that won't be destroyed. You know, you want underground homes in a lot of places, so tornadoes and hurricanes and even fires aren't an issue. These homes would be concrete, so they don't burn. Just, you know, we have house fires still. Why do we still have house fires? That we shouldn't have house fires. But we keep building houses that are a pile of kindling. You know, and many other things. I mean, you know, using concrete as your primary building material, I mean, tornadoes don't hurt it. You know, termites aren't going to eat it. It isn't going to rot. It's just, I don't get it. They could do a lot to put an end to these kind of things. Icon says, damn rookies can't hold their shit, yo. Let's see. Yeah, practice for the dark winter. Round and round, yeah. Hanging in the heat index, 105. Been out of power 10 days now. Wheels on a bus are round, and so's the earth. Uh-oh. Mr. Lee 3PO feels like messing with Hiveless tonight. The wheels on the bus are round and flat, says Hiveless. Mike says the governments of the world have always been scared of cannabis. It was used all through the world up until the 1850s. Sharon says to Hiveless, I wish we were hit hard from Hurricane Ida. Louisiana was hit hard. Mike says it's a medicine and also production crop in manufacture of sales, clothes, rope, and ships. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, they should just let people, let people have the product. They have a right to it, regardless of any potential health risk. Jeff says your body's ability to regulate the sweet spot between orthostatic hypotension and orthostatic hypotension can be manipulated by many different things. Weed is one of the less likely of them. Yeah, and I kind of wonder, if they controlled well enough for other issues. Is this a case of correlation without ascertaining that there was causation? Kind of like, if you said, well, people who eat a lot of steak are more likely to have, heart disease. Well, yeah, but because steak has been looked at for a long time as something that's bad for you, even though it's not. It's an extremely healthy food. But it was looked at as something bad for you. So people that were, rebellious against those kinds of things or didn't care about their health, who might eat more steak would also be more likely to drink and smoke and stuff like that. So, that just because they have more heart disease, because when someone that eats more steak has more heart disease, doesn't mean it was the steak. So what about this? What if it's the munchies that got them? Everyone's familiar with that. They use some weed, and then next thing you know, they're eating a bunch of junk food. So that's a good question to ask. Sorry to make it light. Genuinely good luck, sir. Colton Revolution in the U.S. ended cannabis as a legal crop. Yeah. Yep. Hemp. Yeah, hemp from cannabis sativa grown worldwide. Yeah. Yeah, for quite a long time. Now not before the Younger Dryas impact, I wouldn't think. It's possible, but the agricultural revolution happened after that. Sharon says, hi, let's know I am a woman, but work as hard as a man right now. Gotcha. Happy bread making. What the hell? Pizza. The munchies got him. Yeah, the munchies might have got him. It might, I don't know. I don't know if they made sure to control for that well enough. Sharon says, Lockbeard, gotta go. I just wanted to jump on and say hello. Love y'all. Phone is still not getting good service. Later, Mr. Lee. Okay, Sharon. Thanks for stopping by. I almost didn't show up myself. Icon says it's that damn Mountain Dew and Red Bull that's killing off the rookies. Stuff just ain't no good for you. No, it sure as hell isn't. Those things are just straight up poison. Um, Red Bull, you may not have sugar in the sugar free, right? But it's sweetened with aspartame. And I think I've told my story before about drinking a lot of stuff with aspartame in it, and then it caused me to have heart palpitations. And I was thinking I was having heart attacks, but when I looked up the side effects of aspartame, it had a long list of side effects, and one of them was heart palpitations. Stopped drinking stuff with aspartame, problem went away. Yeah. Jeff says, it's not so much the weed that'll give you a heart attack, it's the craving afterwards for fried chicken and waffles at Waffle House at 3 a.m. that your heart has an issue with. Very, very likely. Very, very likely. As me and Mr. Lee have been trying to tell people, them damn waffles and that breading on that chicken, that's carbs. And it's causing you to have a problem with absorbing vitamin C. And so there was a doctor talking about that, how there's one of the valves of the heart, because there will be a deficiency in vitamin C, I think, because the blood entering at that point, or the blood supply there, for some reason, it's on the end of its trip or whatever, so all the vitamin C's been used up, so you'll have a localized scurvy of part of the heart, and then that's why people are having problems in some cases, is they're actually having localized scurvy. They're not able to absorb what vitamin C they have, and they don't really have enough to combat the absorption problem caused by eating carbs. So, yeah. Old friend, so watch my... Sharon says to Hiveless, Mr. Lee and I were old friends, so watch your mouth. Oh, crap. Both old. Mr. Lee says, I can't do edibles. They make my heart race. So does coffee and that foul Red Bull. Yeah. 48. Sharon says, Lockbeard, you have a troll on here, and no, I'm not old. Lifeless, take it Hiveless, take it easy now. You're hacking off Sharon. I didn't think you said anything too crazy, but Mark says your lungs are designed to take in clean air, just like an air filter on a motor. When the filter's clogged, the engine stops. Yeah, and that can be an issue. I mean, if you're inhaling a bunch of smoke, I mean, like directly like that. Now, I will say that because look at how willing so many humans are to smoke stuff. I think that's supporting evidence for a hypothesis of mine that humans spent so many thousands of years sitting around fires that we are actually evolved to breathe a little bit of smoke. We crave it. We love to be around a fire. And so that may be what has opened the door to a practice like smoking. Part of the craving for smoking comes from the craving for being around a fire. But they're sucking, these smokes directly in, so that may not be ideal as a result. Hiva says excessive THC is a problem for inducing paranoia. Old school weed had a chemical that balanced the effects. Look it up. Yeah, and that's one of the things they mention here is the modern weed is not the same as weed used to be. And that needs to be something that users need to consider. Maybe they should demand, shall we say, heirloom varieties that aren't as strong and don't have these kind of problems. Oh, you got Brandy on you now, Hiveless. Better be careful. She's queen of the chat. Sharon, watch out for my good vibes coming your way. Hiveless says old school weed had an antipsychotic chemical. Honestly, check it out. Yeah, people definitely need to have the older versions. People. There's so much of this idea of more is better, and sometimes it's just not. In fact, a lot of times it's not. Uh-oh. Yeah, Hive, let's chill out, man. Come on. Brandy says, Sharon, take care. Praying you can get back to normal soon. Yeah, Hive says, Brandy, okay, if you say do, Brandy. Yeah. Brandy's queen of the chat. Mike says ancients have always sought some high since tribal days. They have always used this in their rituals. Well, at least in the more recent times. I don't think it's been used for so long that it's an evolutionary thing, though, like psilocybin mushrooms. But no doubt that once they figured out what weed does, people started using it. Icon says, Brandy, when did you get here? She's been here a while. Part of some rituals. Nicotine hardens arteries to where they can be shattered like glass. Good luck getting a cardiac stent in that, says Pyro. Jess says she's been getting her smoke on. Oh, hey, Icon. Been here, dozed off for a few. Yeah. We're not going to run 3 freaking hours or 5 hours. I think we did 5 hours one time. Mike says 2 types of cannabis now, organic and chemical grown, has been like this for a long time. Mark says, I watched the series Murder Mountain. Very interesting. The crossover with illegal growers and the legalized medical marijuana. Randy, I'm going to be drifting off to sleep shortly. Just got up from my pre-bedtime nap a little bit ago. Yeah, these have been going a long time. I know some people like the really long live streams, and there's probably not a lot of people live streaming this late at night and stuff, and maybe they don't like the sound of what I was saying earlier. Then I'm probably going to have to stop doing these really late ones and keep them a little earlier and keep them shorter. I hope to be able to set some kind of schedule in the future, and then do less random lives, and then like have a Lockbeard stock and barrel, which will be pretty much just like this, but it'll have a set time. You know, it'll have a different name, but it'll have a set time. So that way people know, like they always know, that Lockbeard stock and barrel is on this day of the week at this time, and it lasts 2 hours, and it'll stick to 2 hours. And as soon as I got really solid internet, and I've got, there's some things I need to get set up and then be able to have guests, then I'll do the other show, like where it's a regular one-on-one interview kind of situation. But I got a lot of stuff to get set up, and yeah, so we'll see how things go. Hopefully, you know, I can make things better on the channel, and you know, it goes somewhere. What is spice made of? What kind of spice? Are you talking about the spice in Dune? I don't think I noticed any mention of spice. And Dune, the spice, from what my understanding is when the nest of the young sandworms are in a nest, and they're all, you know, taking a crap. And I think what was meant, what's supposed to be happening is the feces of the young sandworms, there's like some biological breakdown taking place, and gases would build up because they're down in the ground, and then the gases would cause kind of an explosion. It would heave up out to the surface of the sand, and they called it a spice blow. And then this material would fall down on the surface of the sand and dry in the sun, and then that was the spice that humans were consuming as a drug that increased lifespan and psychic powers. And in the case of the Fremen, it was basically their main source of food. So yeah, people were eating worm shit. Hi, this is just being playful, I know, but Miss Sharon doesn't know how you are in chat. Yeah, hi, Bliss. We gotta be kind of nice. Cumin. Oh, I don't remember. Hiva says, Brandy, indeed, I forgive her. What with Ida and Mr. Lee, she's probably a bit stressed. Yes, I had me some coffee because I missed the last few lives. I said I'm not missing this one, dang it. So here I be. Oh, cool. Well, you know, it's all right if I understand, you know, you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. Probably, Brandy, I never know when Hylas is taking the piss out or not. That's kind of why I like him. Cucumbers and acumen. Australia is in limbo this week, Mike says. Everyone here is waiting for the weekend to see what happens. Whole country is in MSM silence about truckies. Yes. Yeah. Australia needs a full-on revolution if they can't find a non-violent way to completely remove their government. I'm taking a hard stance on that. They need to completely remove their government. Those people cannot be trusted. They have tried to turn that place in the 1940s Germany, and they must be stopped. Brandy says, well, to be fair, Highless, you did come off a bit prick-like. The drug spice? Yeah. Well, when you say the spice, you just said spice. I didn't know because I've talked quite a bit about Dune in the past, and I thought maybe you were mentioning spice. I didn't see the mention of curcumin, or I must have missed it or something. Jeff says, not everyone knows each other's personality. It's like smacking someone in the ass the first time in the sack. You don't know for sure how they'll react. Just let's just be nice to each other. Yeah. Brandy says, Mike, I hope that situation resolved peacefully. The whole thing is out of control. Saw vid at the first empty supermarket in Sydney today. This took about 72 hours. Yeah. The truckers, told the citizens, hey, you guys might want to stock up on some food because we're parking the trucks and blocking the roads, and we're bringing this bitch to a standstill. Of constipation. Dang, man, that's rough. That's rough, Hiveless. Brandy says, nah, good analogy. I just have no comment. It would not be appropriate. Well, I don't care if you say something inappropriate. You go right ahead. Brandy, we here are in rebellion as it is a prison colony. I'm flying my Eureka Stockade flag today. Yeah. So hopefully you guys are sick of being prisoners now and do something about it. Brandy says, what's up with Doc Fauci getting locked up? That true? Bill Gates going down? I haven't heard that, Brandy. He's locked up. He participated in what I've been calling a domestic terrorist psychological attack on our people, and needs to be locked up for the rest of his damn life. Pyro says, I hope Australia's situation is reported on so we can keep it from being repeated here. Yeah. Well, people are finding out about it. Like, they haven't been able to keep everyone from sending videos out and talking about it online. So I think you might. Granny says the people in Australia will need to keep filming and posting because they're trying to cover that shit up. Yeah, they're trying, but they have failed. At least here in Australia, from what everyone that I've heard from says they're not reporting on the truckies strike. I don't know, Icon. Maybe Mike knows. Brandy says, I was just going to say yeehaw. She says. Jeff says, I live for Brandy's inappropriate comments. Oh, shoot. Damn thing jumped on me. Saw a vid from New South Wales today. Was at least 100 trucks blocking both lanes. Awesome. You know, a lot of the Australians who are on the wrong side of this deal are going to be all pissed at the truckers for this. But hopefully they realize that in order to put an end to it, they need to do something about their government. You know, and not waste their time bitching at the truckers. I'm sure the truckers realize that. They realize that some of the citizens are in full support of what they're doing and believe they're doing the right thing, and the rest of the citizens are not in support of it and are going to the truckers, by doing what they're doing, are forcing those people to do something even though they don't want to. It's inconvenient for them, too fucking bad. They need to join the sensible citizens in Australia in dealing with a corrupt and evil government. Mike says, yes, Fauci for a lockup. Him and Gates funded Wuhan. Yeah. Hybla says, Fauci Gates will spend an eternity being injected with autism. Damn, Hyblis. Brandy says, yes, they allegedly have all the proof he funded and created the beer bug, which info was leaked on that when all this started. Planned it back in 2017 with help of Obama. Yeah. And I think the event 201 happened in 2019, which was basically a rehearsal of this entire goddamn thing. I mean, they'll try to say, well, we were just that good at predicting, hey, as a prepper minded person, I've always warned people that we need to be more ready for potential plagues, right? But this shit was engineered. This entire situation was by design. They committed a terroristic act on our people. Psychological terror is still terror, and destroyed lives. Suicides have jumped dramatically. Crime has gone crazy in some areas. Businesses have been destroyed, and people have died. They caused all this shit. Hyla says, Brandy, that's right. It just got leaked. Could come from something except the DO. It totally on board. He may have to step out of the limelight at least. He just step into a prison cell. Pyromedic says, does anyone else notice that some of the comments Lockbeard reads don't show up in chat? They may on YouTube. I think I noticed that before. YouTube blocks some of these comments. So, like get in the habit when you get in a chat, up at the top of the chat window, it says top chat. Switch it to live chat, and you'll see that some comments have been blocked in top chat. But even in live chat, your comments may be getting blocked and you don't know it. You'll see them, but no one else will see them. That's one of the reasons why I use another account, because sometimes I'm suspicious that's what's going to happen, and I'll jump on my other account real quick to see if the comment I just posted is there, and it won't be there. Shadow banned. YouTube does that shit all the time. They shadow ban shit that they don't like, and it'll be stupid shit sometimes. So, yeah, there's gonna be some. That's why I like clicking on as many as I can and putting them on screen, because sometimes they won't show up on YouTube, but they'll show up here, and to kind of fight that a little bit, but YouTube's still censoring shit, so they need to just stop. Let people say. Why are they so worried about what people are saying in chat? Why are they so worried about that? Like I says, Mike, I have a buddy in Bandy. We'll have to see what he has to say about the food situation. Should be interesting. Brandy says, Pyro, there should be a spot that, yeah, that might be the issue. Yeah, yep. Yeah, everybody was jumping on it already. Mike says, Aussie government plan seems to be wait until people are inconvenienced, then blame the truckies. My cab driver was against them already. Many sheep here, yeah. You're always going to have them, you know. I don't know what you can do about that. You always got them. 3 lines tap that. Pyromedic says yes, it could be the ones with swear words. Yeah, sometimes it seems like they do swear words. Pyromedic, it's happening to me too. For me too. Mike says, Icon, thanks for your interest. We are in the crap here, but this must end. You and your country have my best. Yeah. I hope your mate and Bandy is on our side. Good luck today for you. Jeff says, you need to be in live chat. You don't want to miss any of Brandy's inappropriate comments. Yeah, just always switch to live chat. At least it stops some of that bullshit. YouTube equals GNY. Say something fucked up, Brandy, to test it out. Like I says, I had a comment blocked a few streams ago. Apparently the platform doesn't like it when I call out their CEO for what she is. Yeah. Worthless fucking... what'd I say? Do nothing about them. They were never going to help anyway. Yeah. Huh. Wonder why they blocked that. Icon says, Mike Rowton, he is indeed on our side. Poor guy is just shy of going crazy from what's going on. I'll continue reading this stupid article. It says, modern cannabis extremely potent. Yeah, y'all were just bringing it up. Cannabis sold on the market today is much more potent than cannabis sold in the past 50 years, said Robert Page, chair of the American Heart Association scientific statement on cannabis. Page was not involved in the study. Has a quote here from him. This isn't what your granddaddy used to smoke at Woodstock. This is highly potent. Many people are not aware that cannabis can have negative interactions with other medications, Page added. Like most other medications, cannabis is metabolized through the liver, which means it has the potential to interact with many cardiovascular medications like blood thinners. Research from the AHA also details potential benefits of using cannabis for pain relief and other medical purposes, but the negative consequences shouldn't be ignored, said the study co-author Dr. Dave Mazur, anesthesiologist at St. Michael's Hospital, professor of the departments of anesthesia and physiology at the University of Toronto in Canada. Both cannabis users and their healthcare providers should balance the risk and benefits for cannabis in their own specific context. The AHA has not recommended smoking or vaping cannabis in any quantity. Its researchers noted a potential association with stroke, and vaping has been associated with lung damage. In the future, Laha says he wants to study cannabis users in real time instead of looking at survey results retroactively. It's difficult to run that type of study because cannabis is not legal in every state or at the U.S. federal level. So it looks like to me that they need to have better studies done. That they may be right here, but they need to do, because they were using old information, and it looks like relying on the study participants to tell them the information that they needed. And so, how many people maybe were not willing to admit they were using marijuana. It's just hard to say how accurate their results are. But I do think that there's very likely to be side effects of using cannabis. So just keep that in mind, and don't get all bent that people suggest that. I mean, it just seems reasonable that there's probably side effects from it that could be very dangerous. Now let's let Lockbeard read that out loud. Read what? About the sauerkraut? YouTube blocked my aunt for talking about her canned sauerkraut blowing up. Is that what you're talking about? Facebook blocks post about canning. Apparently, I'm not on there anymore, but I heard that recently. Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Styx Hexenhammer. He actually did a show about that Facebook seems to think that if you are engaged in canning your own food, you are some kind of extremist. Can you speak up dearly? Mike says, Icon, yes, sad. All I can offer is to have faith. Aussies are not all asleep, and it's a criminal syndicate here that must be stopped. Not easy. It's early days in the fight. And you all just need to walk to the government buildings, surround them, remove them. Hopefully it can be done peacefully, but how much you want to bet that they have no problem opening fire on citizens? The citizens have a right to remove a criminal government, but they don't care. Hyla says, yep, Woodstock weed equals good. New dank strains not good. Yeah. Yeah. They don't want people being prepared. They want to set you up to die as much as possible. They blocked your. Did something get blocked, Brandy, that you said? Pyro says she was in a canning chat group and posted her technique would blow the hell out of everything. I'm thinking they thought she was talking in code. Oh, thought she was mentioning the BOMB word. That's a naughty word on social media. So they blocked your joke, Brandy? Because I guess I didn't see it. Or I didn't. Huh. I said something inappropriate. They blocked it. Must have been good. Yeah? You subbed the Sticks? Yeah. Daughter asked her mom, how do you spell scrotum? Lockbeard, was it Secret Identity that called you a dumbass? Truth Seeker, Mr. Lee. Mom says, honey, you should have asked me last night. It was on the tip of my tongue. They blocked Scrotum? Oh my gosh. Just cut it the fuck out, YouTube. You're goddamn stupid. Scrotum, Scrotum, Scrotum. Mike says agreed, but we will end up doing it anyway. People were gathering outside their offices last week. Soon there will be many. Word is out. Yeah. I mean, don't trickle in. Get in there fast. Don't give them time to do anything to stop you. Randy says, I guess so. That's ridiculous. It's part of the anatomy. My goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shit. Scrotum. Yeah, YouTube's just gotten so stupid with some of the shit they don't want you to say. You know, I mean, I don't know how we put a stop to that shit. I mean, maybe if enough people that want it to end buy enough stock in the company to be able to stop it, maybe. You know, I mean, do we have any billionaires out there who can just buy up as much of their stock as we can and take control of this situation? Because they're not listening to us, and you know they're clearly working for the government, trying to control the narrative. Balls. That's never happened to me before. I don't know if I should be proud or mad. Maybe a little of both. Mom, how do you spell teabag? Balls. Balls, he says. The daughter already knew how to spell balls. Yeah. That's crazy. Can't say scrotum. What happened to the old days of the internet where people said just anything? Any old crazy shit could be on the internet. You know? No freedom of speech on YouTube. So this is why, you know, I was so angry about you know, someone like Joe Rogan leaving YouTube. You know, he was pushing the boundaries as much as he could, and as much as they may have wanted to shut him down, they kind of couldn't because the backlash would just be too big. But so they found a way to get him to leave YouTube on his own by having Spotify offer him an ass load of money. And he abandoned us. You know, it's kind of part of my motivation for wanting to do a one-on-one interview show and try to get guests to come talk about similar subjects that are pushing the limits that they don't want us talking about. You know, because YouTube's or Joe Rogan sold us out. He sold out. You know, I thought for sure that you know that he would not. you know. Um, he had he had the two people from Twitter on that one episode where I've lost the name for the show host that come to question him about it. What another one that's kind of like Joe that'll talk about anything. I'm forgetting his name right now. Joe hosted that little thing, and seemed like he was, he talked it like he was against all this censorship bullshit, but they waved enough money in front of him, and he bailed. Today I watched part of it, Mr. Lee. I really don't like giving them too much of my time, since they got me blocked over there. They clearly don't want me watching their show, so why should I watch it, right? Hiveless, Icon says, Hiveless, you have flat balls, explains much. Mike says, speech is banned, masks are an old prison condition to stop you speaking. Brandy says, every time someone says balls, I think of that movie with Rob Schneider. He dates a bunch of women and they all have some issues. The one screams ball hair at the top of her lungs. Hilarious. Yeah, Rob Schneider's an actor that's on the right side of things. He politically now. He was a Democrat, but he switched to Republican. Not that the Republicans are all right, but he's criticized California quite a bit for all the bullshit and the way they fuck things up there. I don't know if that's affected his career very much, but I would venture to guess that he might be on a blacklist at this point. Hiveless says to Icon, my kids are flat. And Jeff missed my joke. Yeah. Brandy Salt Texas show. Hiveless says to Brandy, I've never seen it. Sounds intellectually stimulating. Hiveless B. Icon says the Hiveless B. That's a good thing. You can send them places through the mail. Mr. Lee says to Brandy, I watched some of her channel last night. Some of it too much for me, in my opinion. Mike says Joe Rogan is no Alex Jones. USA would be a lot better off if the people followed him like the general he is. Well, I don't know about that. I think Alex Jones is a little whacked on certain things. He's right about some things, but he's kind of a little bit off into the crazy land. But that was one of the good things about Joe is that he would have Alex Jones on, even though they don't want him to have Alex Jones on. But when he went to Spotify, they took down those Alex Jones episodes. I mean, I definitely think that he should have the shows with Alex Jones in them if he wants to. It's free expression, but they don't even want to let you see Alex Jones. Makes me want to call up Alex Jones and say, hey, you want to come on Lockbeard? Because I don't give a fuck. Of course, they'll shut that down probably, but Brandy says, don't forget to lick the flat balls before you lick the stamp. Yeah. Talking about not watching Trinity. Yeah. I happened to notice they were live when I got on earlier. That's the only reason I stopped in and watched a little bit. But I'll probably. I used to. I went out of my way to make sure I saw their show. Now I don't. And I may even make a point of just not watching it in the future. I mean, if they want to ban me, then fine. I'm out of here. Is Judy still here? Awesome. Brandy says, see, I need to stop. Get me started, LMAO. Yeah, Mr. Lee says he could tell you're still here, Judy. Brandy says to Judy, you're a lurker. You love lurking sometimes? Yeah, sometimes I lurk. Icon says the Hiveless, they can sneak you a letter opener and you can make your escape. Hiveless says to Brandy, I'd love to see your ablate spheroids. Holy shit. Hiveless, you better be careful. Is Ken on? Why would Ken be on at 1 in the morning? Hiva says to Icon, for some reason they haven't done it yet. Brandy says, would I be wrong to say I don't really care if the earth is flat around? I still got to live out here. I don't guess you'd be wrong. Mike says, yes, no free speech. Yes, would not be allowed. Yeah. Hiveless says to Brandy, yes, it would be wrong, but I'll get over it. I'm sure they'll go around to it in good time. Icon says the Hiveless. Very good, sir. Just super tired. Yeah, Judy, so am I. I probably won't keep going more than another 30 minutes because game's over. Why would Ken be on this late at night, though? I wonder what's up. He might, unless he something crazy's happened that he found out about. Judy says, but I love your channel, Lockbeard. Well, thank you, Judy. Glad you're here. I don't know why anybody wants to watch me, but so be it. Well, I see where Ken uploaded a video 31 minutes ago, but it doesn't show him as live unless YouTube's ridiculous, inability to notify us all the time. Yeah, it just shows he uploaded something about 31 minutes ago. Unless let me open another because sometimes it doesn't show if I don't it doesn't show who's live unless I open up a new window or a new tab. Still not seeing it. Yeah, best I can tell, he's not live. I mean, maybe he did it live and he just quit. Maybe that's what happened, but but he, as far as I know, he don't usually. Yeah, it doesn't show that it was alive, so he doesn't normally do a live this late. Yeah. Pyro says MSN says Idaho is rationing healthcare because of the beer bug. Yeah, it's just a post. Mike says, well, just thought I would throw that out there to get thoughts. Did I miss that? I got flat Earth research also, but I believe the Earth is an electromagnetic circuit. It creates its own static electricity, which they don't want you to know about or access. Are you talking some Tesla stuff here, or are you an electric universe person? I mean, if you're electric universe, I would suggest you watch Ken and watch a lot of Ken, and he'll explain why. Well, if you watch enough Ken, you'll know the electric universe people are wrong. And he actually teaches people how the universe really functions. I don't really know of anyone else prolifically trying to teach people that. I talk about it some, but I don't really know. I haven't run across anyone else yet that has really caught my interest anyway, that's talking about how the universe really functions. Yeah, he's not live. So I'll get back to where I was. No, just got a notification of video upload. Yeah. Did the chat jump on me again? It sure did. This thing is spastic as hell. I try to surround myself with people who I find intellectually stimulating, says Brandy. Iva says, sounds about right. Yeah, where are they? Did I just hear Andy Griffith? I don't know, did you? Iva says, they can ration my flat balls. Icon says to Mike, if the Earth has that much static charge, everyone would have cats stuck to them. Oh, shit. Iva says to Brandy, does that mean you're going to invite me over? You better stop hitting on Brandy. Mike says, yes, Tesla demonstrates the fact. Yeah, Tesla, yeah, because, well, you know the whole thing. And Ken talks about Tesla a lot. And he calls Einstein a moron a lot. Which is very accurate. Mike says, he laughs at Icon. Pyro says, Brandy, you stumbled into the wrong chat then. Shit. Mike says, I could say, well, some have pussies, but I won't. Brandy says, hi, Liz, you're in the UK, right? Take a boat on over to the States, but go the long way. Watch out for that edge. Yeah. Yeah, you guys go take a picture of the edge. And even then, I'm going to think you faked it. Or find a real rich flat earther, and if you pay me enough, I will lead the expedition to Antarctica, and I'll and all the way to the South Pole, where you can make all the observations, take all the time you need to see that the Earth is flat, because you won't be able to deny it. You won't be able to deny it. You know, it's just. I'm sorry, it's a ball. I mean, I don't know why that's such a problem. You know, like we talked about before, you know, a lot of people, it's a religious thing. They think the Bible says that, even though most Christians don't think that. But isn't God powerful enough to create a spherical Earth? I mean, I don't understand why that's a problem. Why do people want to believe the Earth is flat so badly? It just seems to be, it's just really a religious thing. And, you know, for a lot of people, because when I try to talk about just the geometry of the situation, it seems like they don't have the gene to understand geometry. They don't get it. But yeah. Iva says, Brandy, I'll bring you a bit of the ice wall. See you in 10 years. Yeah, Mike, except for my most recent videos, because I got to go in later and put all the stuff in the video description. But on my previous videos, I have a bunch of stuff in the description of each video. And if you scroll down, there's a section there that's titled YouTube channels something. I can't remember how I titled it. Anyway, it has 2 channels on there. One of them's Ken's channel, at least for now. I might add more later, but one of them's Ken's channel, and one of them is Randall Carlson's channel. So the link is there. But I might, let's see, I can grab it now though. Anyway, it may take a while, you know, and Ken, don't judge him by the way he looks. Just remember Star Wars, right? And Yoda said to Luke, judge me by my size, do you? Although in Ken's case, it isn't a size issue. It's he doesn't look like your standard scientist. Hey TFE, welcome to the chat. Icon says, oh crap, it's after 1. I need to get some shut-eye. Good night, everyone. Much love. Thanks for dropping by, Icon. We're going to be quitting here pretty soon anyway. But thanks for coming. Iva says, Owen Benjamin keeps spending the South Pole Expedition Fund on goats for his homestead. So I guess he's not committed to actually going to Antarctica. You know, how convenient. I mean, when is all these flat earthers going to put their money where their mouth is and go to Antarctica and see for themselves that you can go? There's no one going to stop you. And there's no ice wall. It's a continent. Take your compass, go walk across the South Pole a few times and watch that compass flip around. look at the stars, bring a telescope if you need to. Watch they circle around a central point just like they do at the North Pole, as you would expect on a globe. And if you need to, go all the way across the continent if you want to. The flat earthers are missing out on some really, really excellent mysteries and conspiracies that are real, because, you know, some conspiracies are real, you know, but it isn't that Antarctica is an ice wall or anything like that. It's that Antarctica very likely has remnants of a very ancient advanced civilization under the ice and hidden in some of those valleys up there that the government don't want you to know can be found down there. Can't conclusively say that, but it's very likely. The Pierre map of Antarctica without ice on it exists. So at some time within human times, people were aware of Antarctica and it wasn't frozen. And also, I think another reason why they don't want us to be able to go there and to claim land, because of the Antarctic Treaty, no one else can claim land. What's left unclaimed, some of it was claimed before that by the major world powers, is because there's probably all kinds of resources down there to be tapped. And they want it for themselves. And possibly they know that since whatever caused Antarctica to freeze may reverse at some point. It may change. It may not exactly reverse, but it may potentially be something that happens that causes Antarctica to become accessible again and reasonable temperatures again. And they'll have this nice, clean continent all for themselves. Wisdom weed. Later Ibis, or later icon, I mean, if he hasn't already left. Mike says nobody is allowed to go to Antarctica. Governments won't let you. You can go book a trip to Antarctica right now. I don't know why everyone keeps saying this. You can go to Antarctica. No one's stopping you. I mean, flat earthers keep repeating that because somebody else told them that, and they're just believing somebody without any proof whatsoever. But you can go book a trip down there. If I had, you know, plenty of money, I'd just almost go just myself, you know. But then of course the flat earthers would be like, "No, you're part of conspiracy. You're lying. You fake this stuff or something." You know, I can't win. But you guys won't go yourselves. Go to Antarctica. Stop claiming that the government won't let you, and go. Go down there. Mike Hiva says, Mike Rolton, true story, see Lockbeard. We have another big brained individual here. Oh, so you claim. But I mean, you know, there's plenty of evidence that everyone can see every day. Everyone can make their own observations every day that prove that the earth is round. But all these flat earth claims can be dismissed very easily. Yeah, I mean, that whoever come up with all this stuff that they claim is evidence, it's not evidence. Whoever came up with that stuff does not understand what constitutes evidence. You know, when I tell them, well, I can watch the sun go behind the horizon and come up from behind it. every day, and the moon the same. And they'll say, oh, well, you can't actually see what's actually happening. What's actually happening is the sun is shrinking in, and you just can't see that. That's the most goddamn stupid thing I've ever heard. So what I see with my own eyes isn't true, and somehow, I mean, this is bending over backwards, man. Bending over backwards to make a fantasy seem true. The observations that billions of people can make every day are just discredited out of hand with no evidence whatsoever. You guys have zero evidence of that. Zero. Just give me some tough love here, man. You need to get back with the program here. You're missing out on some real conspiracies and some real interesting things about the world. And because you've locked onto this for whatever cult you joined, it's a cult. It's a cult. And I'll take a hard stance on this. If you guys sabotage the education of children with this shit, you've gone way too far. Because it will be sabotaging the education of a child, and that is an extreme crime in my view. You know, keep it to adults. If you want to convince adults this crap, go ahead. But if you start sabotaging the education of a child, you done got on my bad side in a big way. There's Ken's link. THC doesn't cause sicker issues. Look at the preservatives in the food you eat. Yeah, we kind of talked about, well, not exactly that, but some of the issues there. Mr. Lee says, my girlfriend brought me hemp oil toothpaste. It's gross. Me too. Good night, y'all. Good night, Danny. Thanks for coming. Mike says, thank you, Lockbeard. I like to find stuff. I follow Flat Earth British YouTube channel, mind-blowing stuff for those like challenge. You're welcome, Mike. I hope you listen to Ken. A lot of Flat Earthers show up at Ken's channel thinking that some of the stuff he's talking about supports Flat Earth, but it absolutely does not. Ken is not a Flat Earther. And he's even talked once or twice about a very simple experiment that'll prove that the earth isn't flat, pretty much, just as far as a little experiment. But the main thing is the observations. You can go outside, stop looking at the video online with the sun shrinking into the horizon and watching that one video where they had to use all kinds of filters to get it to look like what they want you to think it is, with the sun and stuff, and they think the sun isn't here. It's actually all that nonsense. Actual observations. Make actual observations. Go outside and look at the moon. You can see the craters. They don't change. It's not a ball of plasma. Why would there be the same crater pattern every freaking day if it wasn't a big chunk of solid material? And like I said, you're missing out on a real conspiracy with the moon. There seems to be evidence that proves that the moon is artificial, like a space station of some kind under all the dirt, dust, and rocks, hollow, and that's a lot more interesting than a ball of plasma, I tell you what. Protein powder is disgusting, yeah. I'll do it. Give me money. Well, I ain't got money, Hiveless. I'm struggling here. Damn. Beer bugs screwed up the world, and things were already screwed up for me from shit that happened before that, and it's just, man. Oh, Danny. I've been trying not to say that, but I am falling way behind chat. TFE says it's spherical. Pull out your telescope and get a look at every other planet out there. Yeah. No, it is real. We live in a bubble, but we are on a flat plane. No, we're not. There's nothing that proves that. Not one bit of evidence proves that. Danny Stanton, supersonic ball and partial vacuum is for smart people. You don't understand, man. Air has mass. Gravity causes mass to gather around a center of gravity. And gases weigh less than rock, so the gases are clinging to the outside of the rock. And the dirt and the water and all that stuff. Brandy says, I've never properly researched the flat earth theories, therefore I don't like to speak on it. Oh man, it's crazy. It's wild. And they don't even agree on stuff. Like he says he believes in the ice wall, is the Antarctica is actually an ice wall. But other ones believe that Antarctica is a big circular landmass of some kind. And then beyond it is a whole bunch of other continents, according to them. Cool. Hey, what you doing? See if y'all can see that dog. I don't know if you can. Well, it's too dark. What do you want? If you're coming up here, there must be a storm coming. I'm going to check the weather real quick. This dog here is a serious beast. But when it comes to thunder, no dice. I don't see any storm coming. What's your deal? Well, we'll get rid of that stupid. I don't know if y'all can see that dog or not. Well, it's too dark. I hear something out there. Maybe some gunfire. She don't like that either. Or maybe somebody has some firecrackers left. Iva says, logic, things in sky, balls, earth equals ball. Mike says, yes, but they will just take you to the military silence base. No, they will not. Dude, go. If he disappear, well, no. TV says, Mr. Lee, people are so caught up in how and why governments call it a drug. What other drug has naturally occurring molecular bonding to it? Can anyone name just one? Hi, this is Brandy. Same with me, a Bigfoot, except I'm happy to speculate. Bigfoot Anon's here. Welcome, man. We have a sizable population of flat earthers up in this bitch. TFE, only the wisdom weed. Something. You make my heart sing. Mike says, how dismissed? I understand you, but you need more information. I can't write it all here. I don't need you to write it all here. I looked at the flat earth stuff a long time ago, and I can tell you, not one bit of it holds any water. It's not actual evidence. It does. You guys think you got everybody, but you don't. And look, go over and watch the debates on like modern day debate channel, the flat earth debates, and actually listen and actually do some of the experiments and actually make some of the observations, and stop listening to ridiculous crap like level. They mention level. They don't understand what level is. They don't understand. Or the vacuum thing. Absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't hold water. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think you guys got some kind of religious idea in your head, and now you have to engage in so much confirmation bias that it's ridiculous to make it seem like it's true. But none of it is actual evidence. None of it holds any water. It doesn't make any sense. You guys just think it does. You can see 80-foot buildings from 40 miles away. That should be, oh my gosh. You're killing me, man. Why is it at 40K? See, can you see the curvature? Why does a boat disappear at sea at 5 miles? Flatheads, show me one scientifically proven test. Yeah. They won't look at the alternative explanation for some of the things that they think are proof. They won't look at it, and they won't perform their own experiments. You know, they don't understand that when you're so tiny on such a large sphere that everything will look flat. They don't understand that they do see the curvature when they look at the horizon, because the horizon curves all the way around you. It's equidistant from you in all directions, aside from topography, but it's equidistant. But you're standing essentially in the center of the circle. So when you're looking at the circle on edge, but you're looking at it from the center on edge, it looks flat, as it should when you're standing on a sphere. There's no other way for it to look under those circumstances. It's geometry. Take a college level geometry course. Hell, go beyond that. You know, I mean, trigonometry and all that stuff. I mean, I excelled at those subjects. You know, it's, damn it. Hiva says, I have a shit ton of evidence. You're satisfied yourself that Effie is not real Lockbeard, but you seriously missed a trick. I'm about truth. NASA deals only in lies. I'm not saying there isn't corruption in NASA necessarily. I'm just saying that the Earth being flat is not part of it. Don't know jack about the shape of the Earth. Yeah, if you think so, but I mean, dude, the flat Earth so-called evidence is all complete bullshit. I mean, absolute bullshit. You guys are trying to make it real. You believe that the Bible says it's flat, and so because you cannot accept anything that you think contradicts the Bible, despite what most Christians believe. Most Christians believe the Earth is a sphere. So is most Christians wrong? Or maybe you're a small group. But you guys will engage in all kinds of confirmation bias to make it true. But it isn't true. I'm sorry. If your God created the world, he created a round one. Very spherical Earth. And all kinds of evidence, massive, irrefutable evidence stacked up a mountain of it proves that it's a sphere. And every single flat Earth proof can be shown to be flawed. So, you know, go out there and actually look at at all the people that have shown this. I'm not going to try and engage in all that on here. It's just I'm surprised we got into it tonight. You think we're moving right now, homie? Yeah. Yeah. What's the problem? Why is that a problem? You talking about? Well, I mean, you talking about moving through space? Or you talking about the spin of the Earth? You know. Either way, when you're in a car and you're accelerating, you're pushed back in the seat, right? But when you reach the speed you want to get, you hit the cruise control and you stay at a steady 60 miles an hour. You're no longer pressed back into your seat. And that, you know, so you're gonna feel it to an extent, and it's something so small. But on something as big as the Earth, it's going to be so steady that you're not going to feel anything. We're not accelerating as we spin. We're at a steady speed. We're on cruise control. Mike says, I'm not looking for sport. I have understood for many years. I won't argue with you. Yeah, you can or don't. I don't care. Bigfoot says, moon is a deity that is better than man-made BS. Okay, you can believe that if you want. It's total bullshit. But Hiva says, Bigfoot on, yes, Lockbeard, you're outnumbered. Oh, very far from, I mean, maybe in the chat right now, but I kind of doubt it. But we're totally moving, homie. Bigfoot and on high the speed. It ain't about numbers. Truth survives, man. Oh shit! Damn, chat jumped again. How much did I skip? TFE says, Bigfoot and on ever hear of elevational differences, hills, mountains on land, while sea follows the curve. If it was flat, the ice wall would fall out, not in. It's called path of least resistance. Yeah. And I've seen where a lot of them, they were saying, well, why can I still see that far away? Well, where are your eyes in relationship to the level of the water? Because you just gave yourself 6 foot of leeway there. That changes your calculation. Or 5 foot, or for you, normal heights people. But Big Mike says, I'm not spinning. Wow, this is crazy. Earth takes shape like clay pressed under the seal. They all have round shoulders there. TFE, living in Panama City. We got 20 miles out, 266 feet of curve. Yet I see 40-foot buildings. Let it go, homie. You see 40-foot buildings, but how high on the surface of the land are you from the level of the water? Your eyes need to be at the level of the water for starters, and then sometimes there can be some optical effects, like occasionally a ship will appear to be in the sky if you have the right optical effects. Do you believe the damn ship is in the sky? But usually you'll see exactly what's there. I'm not spinning either, Lockbeard. Well, you totally unaware of reality, I guess, Bigfoot and on. Sorry to inform you. What do you want, Marbles? I hear something out there. Y'all, folks, Marbles is very upset. I'm going to have to cut the chat out and let her in the back of the van because she wants to hide in here pretty soon. Just hold on, Marbles. I'll let you in a little bit. Gyroscopes prove flat Earth. No, they don't, dude. No, holy shit. Let's see the beast, Lockbeard. Well, it's so dark out here. I tried showing y'all earlier, but I'm way behind chat. Brady says not at all, but I won't sit here and say it's round because that's what I was taught in schools. When I have zero knowledge of the other side, wouldn't be fair of me to try and persuade anyone. These guys need to go and actually look at the other side of the argument, actually, like with an open mind. See, they don't have an open mind, I don't think. They believe the Bible tells them this, and so they're stuck. They any challenge to the Bible are challenging their God, so they are in a serious confirmation bias feedback loop. They can't allow themselves to actually look at the real evidence and to actually study why all flat earth proofs are flawed. Every single one. Period. You can't marry Brandy. I don't believe in marriage. Scary stuff that is. Wait, THC, nope. No heart palpitations as of yet. Let me pull another tube and I'll let you know. How far behind am I in this freaking chat? Well, not too bad. Ball doesn't hold any water. Yes, it does. You understand how gravity works. It has a center. There's a center of gravity, and it pulls everything in from different directions. So down is different depending on what side of the ball you're on, right? You know, down is this way if you're over here, and down is this way if you're over here. Down is not down that way. You guys are used to looking at that damn globe. I remember him saying that one time. Oh, well, the Nile goes north and water doesn't flow uphill. That's not uphill. North is not uphill. God damn it, that is the most. I'm sorry, that's absolutely moronic. I can't even sugarcoat this shit. The globe, I could take the globe, turn it completely upside down. The South Pole is at the top, and that is a perfectly legit way to represent the Earth. We just conventionally always like to put the North Pole on top. So now the Nile's flowing downhill according to you. Downhill is not this way or that way. It's directly towards the center of mass. That's how gravity works. All real science proves this. You can perform some of this science yourself. But since you aren't a scientist, dude, I spent way too much time studying science. As a kid, I read everything I could. I spent 7 solid years studying various sciences in college. I studied enough variety of subjects to eventually start to see where there are some holes in certain things. But not in this. If there was a hole in it, I would have seen it. Guaranteed. But there isn't. It's a very solidly proven fact that the Earth is a globe. Any denial of this proves that you can't science for shit. I'm sorry, I can't sugarcoat that. You can't science. You're not a scientist. You don't understand science. You don't understand what actually constitutes evidence. You won't even consider the other side because you're locked into this belief based on complete bullshit. Flat Earth belief is based on complete bullshit. Projection, much like beer? I don't know. What about? So what holds water if not the ice wall? Gravity. Center of gravity is in the center of the Earth. It pulls gravity towards the center. So if you're at the South Pole, at the bottom of the globe as you perceive it, down for someone at the South Pole is this way. It pulls down. dude, it's really, if you just study the actual science, go to college and study these subjects. That's all I could tell you, because high school does not count. They don't teach you shit in high school. Can't hold H2O, then don't see K2s or EMF meters while you investigate. If you want to go scientific, can do that along with all the current terms as well. Molecular bonding, study electrons, protons, neutrons. Now see, that is one of the areas where there's some problems, where science has claimed that an electron is a particle, when it in fact is not a particle. They fucked up on that. I would refer you to Ken's channel to understand what's wrong with their electron. Of course, is a thing. You know, it's something. I mean, it's something that it's not like they just don't exist. It's just they're not a particle like they claim they are. Well, thank you, Mike. Upload it again. The ball indoctrination is complete. No, it's not indoctrination. I mean, I'm telling you, if you actually try to learn the science, you will see. The only way someone can believe flat Earth is if they have zero scientific understanding. They don't know, you know, what constitutes real science, real evidence. They just don't. Part of what holds us to the ball is centrifugal forces, and water has a lot to do with it. You have not understood. We live in a sphere projected by the firmament, but we... Oh, man. Oh, boy. Mr. Lee says, flat earthers make a good argument, though. You will never change their minds. Yeah, they just won't stop. They won't listen to the truth. They won't listen to real science or evidence. They claim everything is conspiracy to hide the truth that the earth is flat somehow. Even though none of their supposed evidence makes any sense. Some of them are good at debate, but just because you're good at debate doesn't mean you are right. You can sometimes win a debate even though you were actually wrong. Hive speed. There are no legit pics of Earth. Find one. There isn't one. All fake. Check. Do you have a legit picture of the flat Earth? I mean, well, let's flip this. Let's flip the script here. Is it, you got a legit pic of the flat Earth? Fish Islands. Oh, the Fish Islands. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You don't understand geometry, man. Exists on a flat plane, water above, water below. That's real. TFE, let's start with that chart we learned in chemistry. You realize most of the chart wouldn't matter if we weren't spinning. It's round and spinning. Science proves it. At least I don't have round balls. Well, that's good. At least you got flat balls. TFE says, if it was flat, you could stand in Baja and get a good look at Hawaii. Stand on the seashore in Nova Scotia and wave at Mr. Lee 3PO. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mean, why is the sun, you know, why? Oh, shit, man. I really do not want to try and go down this because it's pointless. They don't understand half of what we're saying. You know, look at where the sun would shine on a flat Earth if they were right. They say it's their sun and moon are circling and all that shit. Except sometimes we see the sun and moon at the same time. Explain that shit. Explain why the Earth, the sun is only shines a certain distance to the equator when it's sitting here, and yet it has to shine. The light has to travel way further to go over here to Antarctica over on this side. You say light has a limited distance it can travel. Well, those are two completely different distances. Explain that shit. Well, you can't, because it don't make any goddamn sense. Balls at all. JavaScript do prove the Earth is not spinning ball. Fact. No, they did not. No, dude, you don't understand. Yeah, Marbles is upset. Somebody's blowing up firecrackers or shooting something. I don't know. I don't see any weather coming, so I had a flat Eskimo. Oh shit. The real Earth is hidden from you by those in power. Yeah, it's all an illusion, right? It's a big old hologram or some shit. Oh my gosh. Damn, I am upside down now in Australia. Oh no, you're standing perfectly upright in Australia. If this is the globe, you're in Australia right here. Center of gravity is right below you. So that's down. I'm over here somewhere. Center of gravity is here. That's down for me. Down is different on every point of the globe. It's a different vector because there's a center of gravity. Yeah, Mark. Mark says, why can't I see the northern star constellations from my southern country, Australia, if the world is flat? Exactly. Stop doing that, please. Who's doing what? This is gravity is a theory, not a fact, used to explain how a ball might work. You believe it's a ball because you were told it is. The evidence doesn't support it. No. Everyone can observe gravity every day. If you just think about it and observe how gravity behaves, then the Earth and all bodies in the universe can be nothing else but a sphere. I mean, you're saying gravity is a theory as if that means a theory. A theory is something that has a body of facts, right? Evolutionary biology. People say, oh, it's just a theory. It has a whole bunch of facts that back it up, a whole bunch of evidence. Gravity is the same way. Gravitational theory, you could say it's just a theory like you just did, but guess what? Shit still falls. And it falls because gravity is exactly what Ken tells you. I mean, I don't know if you watch, he's got thousands of videos, and he talks about this a number of times. If you just watch the live streams, you're probably not getting much out of it. But he talks about this many times. You understand, gravity is incoherent magnetism. You know what I mean? Do you truly understand what that means? He even gives an experiment with a magnet you can use to show that the Earth would be just a globe. THC, I can testify at 55K feet up, you can see the curvature, just as how thin the air is and how cold. Up is away from your feet. Top of your head is always up. If it was flat, continental divide wouldn't matter. I'm going to have to speed through this stuff. North Star does not move. Of course it doesn't, and it shouldn't on a globe. It shouldn't on a globe because it's so far away. that it should be appear anyway to be totally stationary. I haven't just dismissed the entire idea. I have studied years of science that prove it, and you guys have dismissed actual evidence. I mean, trying to flip it there, but you can't. Hi, says Mark Dogman. Good question. The same reason things at a distance converge on the bottom due to perspective. Horizon. Theory of gravity. Thank you. Theory has facts behind it. You guys are using the word theory as if it was hypothesis. A hypothesis is kind of like an educated guess, but they haven't actually accumulated evidence, actual experimental evidence. Theory, you guys use the word theory wrong. You don't understand what the word theory means. Mr. Lee says, I'm watching the golden cow-nose stingrays off the Gulf of Mexico on the big screen. They are hundreds of them. It's not a theory, it's fact, just as what centrifugal force is. Magnets wouldn't work otherwise. Yeah, Ken gives an experiment. You take a magnet, which is coherent magnetism, put it in a towel, smash it up real good with a hammer, and now all those little pieces are individual magnets. You have created a situation that is incoherent. So now you have incoherent magnetism, which is what gravity is. Give it a couple shakes, all the pieces go where they want to, and what you'll come out with is a sphere. Simple experiment. Mike Rolton says, look, you can state that, but it's not true that others don't understand science. You totally don't understand. I mean, if you did, you wouldn't be a flat earther. I mean, that's just straight up the way it is. I mean, sorry to tell you, but any evidence, but there's plenty of support for this theory. No, there's not, dude. I've looked at this stuff. I've looked at it, and I know the real science. And look, there's plenty of people out there that will show you if you have enough of a scientific mind, if you can understand the science, and if you have any doubt, perform some of the experiments yourself. Dude, it is thoroughly, flat Earth is just thoroughly debunked. Thoroughly. But flat earthers don't understand stuff, so they don't understand that it's been debunked. A misnomer, but by the same token, the very weak force of gravity isn't. What in the fuck? Lockbeard, you asked for pictures, amateur balloon footage with no fisheye lens. That's not evidence of the flat Earth. Dude, you got to get high enough. Look, when. Oh shit! I need to get through the chat. I can explain to you, but 200 characters is not gonna. Dude, I've seen all this shit before. I'm telling you, you guys have been bamboozled. You've been fooled. You've been brainwashed, cult indoctrinated with pseudoscientific garbage completely. Dude, I've seen that stuff. Just look at the alternative explanation for that. You always look at what the flat earthers are saying to feed your confirmation bias. Look at the alternative. I ain't got time to be playing a bunch of amateur balloon footage on here. It doesn't prove what you think it does. TFE Lockbeard, it's a can of worms. Don't understand how physics, if it was flat, there'd be no quantum theory. I took the blue pill. Now see, now you're mentioning again another thing that I see the holes in. I'm not a flat earther. I never will be, because flat earth is complete bullshit. Quantum theory has some big holes. has big holes. And so that's where the problem over in Ken's channel is, Ken is demonstrating how quantum physics is complete bullshit. Well, not complete bullshit, but a lot of good observations, but a lot of incorrect interpretations. And he's showing it, and the flat earthers show up thinking, oh, this guy's proven flat earth. No, he's not. It's because they don't understand the science. They don't understand. But anyway, point taken, If you've ever looked through the military grade FLIR, you will know the earth was flat. Saw it myself. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, man. Another one. Well, we got a flat earth invasion. Aussies, which way does the water go down in your loo? Which way does it go? Well, I'm not going to ever catch up the chat. I need to go ahead and shut her down. So, thank you guys for coming. And, maybe the flat earthers can come back next time and try to argue some more. So be it. But I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming.